a lot of people are wondering, why are you doing this? They see you, in this sense, demarketing Mr. Peter Obi in favor of the APC, because that's what it is in that sense, because you actually said it clearly, that rather than vote for Mr. Peter Obi on that first page, you said that you would rather give your votes to President Tinubu than to give it to Mr. Peter Obi. So a lot of people are asking, are you working with the APC? They always refer to your brother as well and say, oh, there's a certain Adeyanju working with government. So let's use this medium to speak to that. Are you defending the, or at least are you supporting the APC by demarketing Mr. Peter Obi?
Why will somebody like me, God forbid that I support APC for what?
But you said you'd rather give your votes to Mr. Tinubu.
If the opposition presents Peter Obi, I will vote Tinubu. Because we cannot have a situation where people, a man who leads a mob that terrorizes people online, that cannot tolerate criticism, that call people all sort of, anybody that does not support their candidate is an enemy of Nigeria. Anybody that does not support the candidate has been paid, has been compromised, is supporting the government. Who has Peter Obi criticized this government like the way I've criticized? Does Peter Obi even know what democracy is? What sacrifices has he made for democracy? Look, we have put our line on the line for this country, for preservation of democracy, at personal expense of prosecution. What kind of charges have we not faced in this country? At a time I was almost charged for terrorism. They've charged me for all kinds of offenses in this country. So what are we talking about? What does this person know about democracy or preservation of democracy, for God's sake? What we are saying is that we must sanitize our polity, that we cannot have a country where people who terrorize others, who do not appreciate that people have the right. Look at what they did to Joke Silva during the election. They had artists and Nollywood people supporting them. Nobody terrorized those people. But they terrorized that woman because, and other people, because she decided to support Tinubu in the last election. People have the right. I have the right. I have never voted a bad candidate, in my opinion, before. I have never voted a bad candidate before, in my opinion. In 1999, I voted Obasanjo. In 2003, I abstained. In 2011, I voted Goodluck Jonathan. In 2015, I voted Goodluck Jonathan again against the so-called lovers of democracy who wanted Buhari. I said, there's no way somebody like me can vote Buhari, a man who truncated democracy, and his antecedent. And I was vindicated. I said, Buhari's mob, they will suppress freedom of speech, freedom of expression. They will drive Nigeria into autocracy and militocracy. And that was what happened. I was vindicated. In 2019, Buhari didn't even allow me to vote. He arrested me and locked me up in a prison in Kano because I couldn't vote. In 2023, I voted Omaile Sowore. So I have never voted a bad candidate before, in my opinion and in my view. And if the opposition makes the mistake of presenting Peter, I will vote Tinubu, just to prevent Peter Obi from emerging as president. Because we cannot have a nation where the leader of the mob will run our country.
This lawsuit between Peter Obi and Deji Adeyanju vis-a-vis the initial lawsuit that Adeyanju and co filed against one of Peter Obi's staff or worker or supporter or whatever you want to call the Sarah Ibrahim lady that Adeyanju was talking about, is a distraction that is not necessary. For me, I don't see it as a distraction. I see it as a distraction that is not needed, because we have, as Nigerians, whether you are Peter Obi supporter or you are Adeyanju's friends or something, we have one common enemy: the enemies of democracy, the riggers of our election, the destroyers of our democracy, and the destroyers of our political system that we must sanitize. Passion gets the best of all of us. However, there are generalizations that Deji makes in terms of calling the obedient movement a mob. There are generalizations he makes in comparison as well when he uses the same thing for Buhari supporters too. When he uses that same comparison with Buhari supporter and obedient, which obviously you will find to be offensive in a lot of sense. However, there's one thing that is certain that all Nigerians want, is a better working Nigerian, where your vote counts as an individual. For example, Deji Adeyanju says that he will not vote for Peter Obi as long as Peter Obi emerges as the candidate for the coalition. He would rather give his one vote to Bola Tinubu, which is his right to do so. But in a system where that one vote will not count because somebody else will rig the election, that's what we have as a people to fight against. We have a common enemy. That's why I say this distraction of a lawsuit, when we're talking about real issues, we're talking about um, how to galvanize the youth, how to galvanize people to come out and vote and defend their vote. And now we're having to talk about a lawsuit between Peter Obi and Deji Adeyanju. That's not needed. Deji Adeyanju is not Peter Obi's enemy. Neither is Peter Obi Adeyanju's enemy. The enemy that we have in Nigeria right now is corruption. Is the thievery of our common patrimony. Is the thievery of our national wealth. That's the enemy we have. The people who are benefiting from this system as it stands right now are there listening and drinking tea and saying to themselves, you see them, we told you they will fight, they will implode. All is just happening on social media. Be that as it may, this lawsuit also shows to everybody the process of going about civil lawsuit. Somebody defames you online, you take the person to court and you settle it. You give a time period to retract the statement, and from there you take it to court. And everything moves on. You don't have to jail somebody the way the Nigerian police is doing with Omole Eshore. They have an issue, they jail him and they take him to court. A civil case is a civil case. You file in court, and everybody goes to court and attend there. Somebody attends to them, and the case is settled. Everybody moves on. That's the way it should be. So in the darkness of this lawsuit and the distraction that it causes, it is showing us what it means to go to court in a civil case. So they've given a 7-day ultimatum for Deji to take down the case and the post. Deji is saying is double, standing back and saying no, I will leave it on and I will say more, but they still have time to talk over it. They will come to a round table and they'll sit back and they will talk and they'll iron things out. But we need everybody to be part of a team that would help shape Nigeria in the better way. Deji does not believe that Peter Obi is the right candidate. That's his opinion. A lot of us believe that Peter Obi is the best of the candidates that we have. Maybe if you put a Molly show already, you can contest that. But in terms of winning votes, about numbers. That's why I've said before on a number of occasions here on this channel that Peter Obi is the best candidate. However, having a Molly show already works great. Seriously. It puts a lot of galvanization. Youths with, people who are vibrant who want to come out and defend their votes. You have those with the obedient movement coming together. That's the best coalition we can get. Do you understand? But as it stands right now, this is a distraction that is not needed. And that's why I'm not going to talk too much about it because I think it's a distraction. We've said it, a lot of people have said it. Of all the candidates there is right now, Peter Obi is the best candidate. It is not Jonathan. It is not Atiku. It is not Bola Tinubu. It is not Amechi. Peter Obi is the best candidate. Call him whatever you want to call him, religious bigot. There's nothing to show online that say that he said anything that some of the things that Deji alleges. Some of the things that Sarah reported did not produce proof as well. So, but it is on the onus is on Peter Obi to have a sit down with, Adeyanju. Let them iron this whole thing out. Whether in the public sphere, let them have this conversation because that's what we want. We want a system that works where we hear our opinion and we're not hounded down for it. That's for me. That's what I think. So this battle between Deji Adeyanju and Peter Obi is a distraction. Nobody wins out of this one. The only winner that comes out of this is corruption, is APC. Battle between Deji Adeyanju and Peter Obi, APC wins. Bola Tinubu wins, and that's not what we want. I don't know if that's what you think, but put your thoughts in the comment section. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and recommend this channel to others. I will catch you in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.